Hey, grab a cup. Let's talk for a few minutes. I want to start with a moment I bet every single one of us have lived. You're having a really good day, your mind is clear, your heart feels steady, your energy is up, and then boom, one little comment, one expected text, one small disappointment at work. And just like that, the whole vibe of your day shifts. It's crazy how fast peace can just leak out. You know what I mean? I remember one day recently where I woke up grateful, focused, I was ready. And by noon, literally one conversation, one throwaway line had me seriously doubting everything that I was doing. The situation itself wasn't big, but what I was allowing it to do to my heart was. That's when I was reminded the most dangerous attacks in life, the ones that really hit you, they're actually not physical at all. They're emotional, they're subtle, they're invisible. That's why Proverbs doesn't say guard your schedule or guard your goals, but it says guard your heart above all else because it determines the course of your life. And this isn't poetry, it's life mechanics. It's strategy, and as always, it's about our identity. Today, over this cup, I want to share with you something that most people don't really pay attention to, and that is that your heart is the gatekeeper to your destiny. And whatever you let in will eventually run your life. The first thing we need to recognize is how much your heart shares your headspace. Most people think that mindset begins in the mind, but actually, it begins in the heart. You see, your heart is where your deepest beliefs live, your expectations, your hope, your core identity. And your mind only thinks the thoughts your heart gives permission to think. I often say that thoughts come into your mind uninvited, but you decide what stays. Think about it. Whenever your heart is heavy, your thoughts get cloudy. When your heart is anxious, your mind runs in circles. When your heart is discouraged, your mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenario. And what we end up doing is every day waking up and rising to the level of our internal peace. But here's the thing. You were never meant to be controlled by what's around you. You were meant to be guided by what's within you. So what's been shaping your heart more lately? Is it fear or is it faith? Another thought is what lives in your heart will eventually leak into your habits. I often hear people say they have discipline issues. Maybe, but I would say they have a heart issue because you will never build consistent habits on top of inconsistent beliefs about yourself. And if your heart believes you're unworthy, your habits will shrink your life. If your heart believes you're a failure, your actions will match the sad script. Your habits don't just follow your goals, they actually follow your identity. Think about someone who genuinely believes that they are capable. They show up differently, they move differently because their decisions are rooted in strength. They're not rooted in fear. And that's the power of the heart. And when you guard your heart, you're not just protecting your emotions, you're protecting your patterns. So I want you to reflect on this for a moment. What habit in your life currently is actually stemming from a belief that you need to correct and not just a failure to execute? But there's also the silent drift, the one that has the potential to derail your destiny. The truth that people don't like admitting is you don't have to constantly let negativity in. You just have to stop paying attention. Because comparison creeps in quietly. Bitterness, it settles in silently. Fear takes root slowly. And before you know it, the path of your life is being guided by something that you never intentionally chose. I went through a season where every time I opened up social media, I put my phone away feeling behind. Not because my life was actually lacking, but because I let a small crack in my heart become the doorway to insecurity. And that insecurity began to change how I would show up on the daily basis. It dimmed my confidence and forget about purpose. And it wasn't simply because of the content that I was consuming, but because I wasn't guarding my heart from the interpretation of said content. And the thing that we have to remember is that we don't lose direction quickly. It's not sudden. We actually lose it slowly as we stop guarding our heart. Now, when people hear guard your heart, they start thinking, shut people out. Small said, guard your heart. Time to cut out all these knuckleheads in my life. Hopefully you're not associated with knuckleheads. Not you. You better. But it doesn't mean shut people out. It doesn't mean don't trust anyone. It doesn't mean live protected and avoid connection. It's actually not about building walls at all. It's about building filters. Filters that protect your vision, or filters that protect your energy. Filters that ultimately protect your peace. Not everyone deserves emotional access. Not every conversation deserves your openness. Not every environment deserves your vulnerability. I love this quote: boundaries are not barriers, they are gates. They open for what builds you and close for what breaks you. Let's own that right now. Say with me, I choose intentional influence. I choose purposeful action. And when we begin to adopt that mindset, we realize that a guarded heart creates a guided life. This is where the payoff is. The future you want starts with the peace that you protect. When your heart is healthy, your mindset becomes clear. Your habits naturally align with your goals. Your relationships grow deeper, your decisions grow sharper, and you realize that a guarded heart doesn't just protect you, but it guides you. It guides you towards purpose, towards peace, towards clarity. It guides you towards growth. You simply cannot live a powerful life with an unprotected heart. And here's your identity shift. You are not fragile. You are valuable, and valuable things must be protected. All right, this cup's almost empty. So as I finish up, your heart is not weak. It's not a liability. Your heart is the engine of your entire life. Your belief starts there, your confidence starts there, your direction starts there, your identity starts there, your future starts there. So this is your reminder to guard it, protect it, filter what enters it, and be intentional about what shapes it. Listen to me. Your life is too important and the calling is too great. Your future is too valuable to just let anyone or anything have unchecked access to the core of who you are. And if what I'm saying resonates with you, say after me, I guard my heart because my future is worth protecting. Matter of fact, go ahead and drop in the comments, I'm guarding my heart. And always remember that growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you. And I'll see you on the next one.